slowly started just coming up, And I realized, wow, this is exactly what I wanted and it's working out now. Wow, fantastic.
Hello, how are you?
Great. Third time in a row now. Fantastic.
So this happens when I'm like shooting for an interview for this segment for my YouTube channel. At maximum times I have to like, okay, wait, I haven't recorded it. I have to do it again, and then
No
we have
problem.
to rehearse. So how are
Understand.
you once again? It's
It's
fine,
good,
ma'am,
yeah,
there.
absolutely.
And
Yes,
how's the
yes, yes.
weather in Kerala?
It's hot, it's sultry, it's humid, but it's fine. It's just how Kerala is, so it's fine. Yeah.
Wow. So, actually, I wanted to, introduce you first to my audience, to my viewers, that we haven't met each other. It was because of Raj जो हम लोगों की बातचीत शुरू हुई because I have asked him कि मुझे तुम्हारे
Mm-hmm.
साथ एक इंटरव्यू करना है and he was like कि
Mm-hmm.
चलेगा करेंगे and then he introduced like referred to you कि नहीं एक मैम है will involve her also in that interview तो वो बहुत ज्यादा she has a knowledge about law of attraction and she can talk much about it. I was like, okay, fine. I'll just give me the number if ma'am is okay with that. Then आपका number आया and I thought कि starting में थोड़ा थोड़ा रहता है ना अरे कैसे कोई respond करेगा all of a sudden somebody is calling and messaging and
Starting
all.
trouble.
हाँ स्टार्टिंग ट्रबल सो आई जस्ट मैसेज यू एंड आई थॉट कि फिर आपका रिप्लाई नहीं आया तो मैं ना थोड़ा डर गई थी मुझे लगा पता नहीं मैम कैसे होंगे स्ट्रिक्ट होंगे एंड देन ऑल ऑफ अ सडन आई you called me I think right you called me or I called you ma'am
I responded with the text. I responded with the
हाँ
text. उसके बाद हम लोगों ने बात की.
हाँ देन आई कॉल्ड यू और जैसे मेरी बात शुरू हुई I felt like, oh my God, she's the most energetic soul. And you were like singing, you were like laughing, you were explaining each and everything to me as if हम लोग कई सालों से, we are together and we know about each other a lot. And I felt that, warmth, जो एक usually नहीं होता when you meet somebody for the first time. And when you start talking about law of attraction or any other subject, even though that subject is so common, but still that warmth I felt like, oh my God, I met some beautiful soul who is sitting in Kerala and
Comfort
I'm sitting.
zone है. Yeah.
लेकिन
See,
बहुत अच्छा
God's own
लगा.
country, God's own people.
Seriously, I felt like
Yeah.
that. So I want to start with what is law of attraction for you? Because in my channel, I talk about law of attraction a lot, about manifestation, and I shared that Garen Jones wala jo story tha, success story with you
Yes.
also,
Yes.
right? So I usually talk about it and apply it. So what is law of attraction for you? If I have to begin this interview with.
Yeah, so thank you for having me and thank you for asking me out for some time so that we can just discuss on this and try to propagate the concept of how we can make a better life for ourselves if we just were to
Sure.
will it. So thanks for this opportunity. And what is law of attraction to me? Attraction is attraction. It's just khichao. Yeah, it's just exactly that's how I would like to put it. It's just attraction, as in pulling together or drawing together. The only difference here is drawing together of things that you want for yourself. So it's essentially you are trying to work things that you would like to have in your life and pulling it towards you. And how do you do it? It's purely here. It's purely in the mind. It's
True.
purely in the thoughts because essentially many people would find it weird to hear that they're kind of living the life they are now because their thoughts have enabled it so which means those of them who are having tough times knowingly unknowingly probably they have somehow invited tough times and those of them who are having it easy are just having it easy because they just visualized it as being easy or they never thought about it much. So if I think that pretty much sums up what law of attraction means. It's essentially what you want to draw to yourself. आप अपने तरफ क्या खींचना चाहते हो? क्या चाहते हो आप अपने लिए? That is basically law of attraction to me. I guess it's as simple as I can say it. Do I make
So,
sense?
yeah, sure. So, when we had a talk, और आपने मुझे बताया था कि your husband is very positive and you were not in that on the
Oh,
same page with positivity. So, how you were introduced to law of attraction, ma'am?
actually, my husband introduced me to this. So he's a very positive person. He's very optimistic. He's very positive. I mean, in any situation, he has this ability to see the positive side of it. Okay, so I am by nature I'm a tad pessimist. It's a confession. So I'm a tad pessimist by nature. So, and I am also a high strung individual, so I get stressed. I kind of involve like more than 100% of. So the result is I get stressed and I get connected too much. I'm very deeply connected with things that I do. So very early, well, we have been married for 22 years now, so it's a long time. So very
Wow.
early into marriage, when I was also pursuing my post graduation. Don't say that. I kind of feel okay. I'm chill. I'm chill. Okay. So when I was pursuing my post grad, I did my post grad after marriage, and he just casually brought me this book, and he said, "Maybe you should just read it. It might help you." I'm like, "What is this about?" He said, "I found it interesting." I mean, he just flipped through it, and it had Rhonda had just written Secret, and it was just coming out in the news at that time. This was 2002, maybe, and
Okay.
so yeah, it's been that long, 2002. And he just introduced this to me, and I was like completely so stressed, and oh, I'm like, how am I going to do this and this and that? So I read it, and I'm like, I'm like, yeah, it's as simple as this. You just ask, and then you just believe, and then you get it, as if like that. But the book had very interesting examples that happens in everyone's life, that everybody can
Yeah.
relate to. So I'm like, yeah, that's happened to me. I'm sure that's happened to many of us. And so what actually happened was unknowingly, there were situations that I was in which I wanted to see a better side of, and then I started focusing on the better side. So instead of focusing on how bad it is now, I started focusing, like a shift of energy and trying to see, look at that. If it goes like that, fantastic, and then just move on. And then slowly, I started experiencing with very small instances at first that it's working. But I did not realize at that time. And then what happens, because it's life basically, I read a book, it's a
Obviously.
passe, I'm a student, I'm finishing studies, and I finish
Yeah,
studies
yeah.
and then move into life, and then you're working, and that's when these dynamics come into play. It's a work
Sure.
environment, it's work pressure, it's like peers. And then I'm like, hey, wait. Suddenly I realized this is something that I've been wanting for some time, and it's just happened. How did that happen?
Uh,
And I'm like, wow, it just happened. I can't believe it. I'm like, I did want it. I know I wished for it so much. It just happened. So, manifestation. Things slowly started just coming up. And I realized, wow, this is exactly what I wanted, and it's working out now. Wow, fantastic. So, okay, then I get a little bolder, thoda or bold. Like you try to look for bigger things, so a little bit.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
let's wish for this. Let's wish for this.
Let's
And
try again.
it's not like you wish for it. Yeah, let's try it. But it's not like you wish for it and you sit back and dhyan karo. Okay, sab ho jayega. It's not like that.
True.
It's what This is my realization of the law of attraction. When you wish something earnestly from within yourself, I think we unknowingly drive towards achieving it without it feeling like pressure or work. Because it's a process that we enjoy, because we know it's coming our way, kinds, and you don't realize the struggle that you actually put into it. So it's not like you're just sitting back and saying things are going to work, but it happens because you do it effortlessly. It doesn't seem like an effort then. Yeah.
So,
I
as you
guess so.
said,
My husband actually introduced me to it. And
okay,
how positive of a person have I become? Pretty much, but I wouldn't say 100%. I'm honest. This is my honesty self. I cross my heart, but I'm much better. So much better.
so as
But
you
I'm getting
said,
there.
ma'am,
100%. I'm getting.
So as you said that it is all about mindset, the first sentence was like it's just in your mind and your mindset. So how did it started with the mindset? Matlab, how you changed your mindset? You shifted from negative to positive. How it just happened? Like did it some deliberately कि कुछ कोशिश आपने की कि जब पॉजिटिव थॉट आपके दिमाग में, क्योंकि क्या होता है ना, इट इज ऑल अबाउट सबकॉन्शियस माइंड, वॉट एवर इट्स इन योर
हाँ.
सबकॉन्शियस माइंड, इट जस्ट रिफ्लेक्ट्स आउट एंड
Yes.
इट्स बीन शोन इन द आउटर वर्ल्ड.
Yes.
सो हैव यू डन समथिंग डेलिबरेटली ताकि वो चीजें हो आपके लाइफ में?
Yes, but not initially because initially I never. But धीरे क्या हुआ कि see, we all go through ups and downs. See, life is all about ups and downs. Let's be
Sure.
honest. ऐसा नहीं है कि हमेशा upside ही रहता है. It's all
Hmm.
about ups and downs and how well we balance it out. Now, the thing that happens to all of us is when the life is down, we just completely go down. We just sink
Sink
into that
into the
sorrow and we kind of
right.
या हम मतलब डूब जाते हैं उसमें. मतलब इतना घटिया अगर एक दिन गया है तो उसके बारे में सोच सोच के इतना कोस कोस के निकाल देते हैं ना, यू डोंट रियलाइज यू आर एक्चुअली मेकिंग इट वर्स. मतलब जो आपके आगे वाला दिन है, दिस एनर्जी गेट्स ट्रांसमिटेड देयर आल्सो एंड यू बिगिन टू
Sure.
कैरी अ लिटिल बैड डेज. Yeah, you begin to carry on a little bad days. So and then what happened was when this book came into my hand, it was, for me, what I look at it is it's become kind of like a Bible for me. So it's always at
Yeah.
my bedside table. तो जब भी मैं down हो जाती थी ना, so this was like my pillar of support. तो मैं उसको उठा के मतलब क्या बोलती है यार, तू ऐसे कर बोलती है, मेरे साथ तो कुछ नहीं होता. I used to have monologue. I used to have a monologues with the book, and I'm like, what the hell? You just say do this, do this. So it was not easy. It didn't happen overnight to me because like I said, I'm a tad pessimist, so it doesn't happen overnight. But it was a continuous repetitive process, and this pretty much like a Bible sat there by my bedside, which I used to literally cling on to. It was my hope, and I don't know. I felt energized and I thought, okay, I should try again. And that's how I slowly learned the trick of it, trick of saying that, okay, now I'm in a very, very negative and, very bad state of mind. I need to shift from this. I need to go to more positive things, which means I need to start doing things which make me feel better about myself, my inner being feel better. So that slowly happened actually over time. है ना. तो when did you shift, मतलब वो बहुत सालों के बेसिस पे हुआ. और जैसे जैसे मेरे काम के दौरान जैसे हमारी experiences and more experiences, similar experiences like this started happening, so I'm like, okay, so fine. I think it's also to do with a lot of maturity that sets in eventually कि यार, yes, this will work. And it's a thing of self confidence. मतलब खुद पे भरोसा रखना चाहिए. You have to
Yeah.
have a lot of self confidence in you. So that happened over time. Another thing which I also did was, okay, this is again confession. So भले मेरे लिए तब उसने मतलब it has been effective or not, मुझे ये लगता था कि इसके शब्दों में बहुत बहुत strength है. तो for those people, my friends or some patients that I interacted with, where I thought this will help them, I would just pump it into them. And it worked wonders. क्योंकि वो मेरे ऊपर एक विश्वास रखते थे और मैं जो कहती थी उसके ऊपर वो अमल करते थे. तो it used to do so good for them. So betterment of health, when I wanted them to recover faster and think good for themselves. So I have somehow tried to channelize whatever I do. तो मैं उनको बोलती, see, it's not enough if you just tell me on the face that things are going to be better. This is something you need to believe from within you. You need to believe from within and you need to work towards. Yeah. So this happened over years, Shine. It didn't happen like this.
Yeah. So, as you said that you had manifested, you have, tried and failed and then tried and then succeeded sometimes. So, as you said, that is the ups and downs is always there. So, ma'am, if in case like you have manifested something like you remember in your like from 2002 till 2022, is there something that was so impossible and you felt like no, ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता, but then you tried law of attraction on that, and there are tools of manifestation tools are there. So have you tried something and then you achieved it, and then that जो aha moment आता है कि हाँ ये मैंने कर लिया, so that aha moment कोई है आपके लाइफ में with manifestation?
अच्छा, मैं आपको रेट्रोस्पेक्टिव तो आप समझते ही होंगे, मतलब इन
जी.
इन
Yeah.
रेट्रोस्पेक्ट जो हम सोचते हैं. So this happened to me even before I knew law of attraction. Just exactly what you said, right? So when I entered my third year BDS, into oral surgery, and I spent a few days there. Sitting in that department in oral surgery, I decided that मैं अगर इसमें मैं पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन अगर करूँगी तो इस सब्जेक्ट में करूँगी. तो मैंने तभी डिसाइड कर लिया था कि oral surgery is for me. Max facts. That is the
Sure.
only thing I'm going to do. Now, okay, general merit, trying to get post graduation not easy, but बैठे बैठे उस डिपार्टमेंट में मैंने उस दिन ये सोच लिया था कि मैं इसमें ही MBS करूँगी और किसी में नहीं. And things happened. I tried, like I had to give my entrance third time, and third time I cracked. And when I cracked the entrance, I cracked the Kerala state entrance, which is much more tough. And just two government seats, two government colleges with about handful of 20 odd seats. So I cracked it, and I qualified in a government college in Kerala for oral and maxillofacial surgery, right? So when this happened, I had no idea about law of attraction, but I believe now that I know the law of attraction,
Yeah.
I worked the law of attraction unknowingly. ये मुझे तब पता नहीं था. I didn't know. So when I sat in oral surgery and I thought, I didn't know how I would do it. I didn't know what means I would apply to get this. I just knew that I will do PG in this subject, period.
Okay.
So what I did at that point, now when I'm familiar with the book, now when I'm familiar with the concept, I exactly did what you have to do, which means you ask the universe, and then you believe, and then you just ready to receive it. So I just sent out thoughts कि भाई इसी में ही करना. I had no other thought of any other subject. मैंने कोई option B रखा ही नहीं.
Wow.
Okay, so this is one thing I'll tell you, but this is even before I was introduced to law of attraction. So maybe that's why once I read it and then I started, relating, going
Connecting.
back to instances.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm like, yes, of course it did happen to me. Sure, it worked for me like this. So after that, what techniques have I tried applying it?
Yeah.
They go for a great part of time. I never made any vision boards. I never made any list or anything because honestly, not too much of time. But everything was here. Everything was just locked here. So man mein vision aata, man mein, everything was in the mind. It was all in my mind. So my mind is very busy. Oh my God, so many thoughts, har jagah, constantly there. But if I were to tell very recently, let me tell you very recently. So very recently I achieved something which I wanted to do so for some time, precisely since 2019. I aimed it for 2020, but COVID-19 was a better guy, so he overtook everything. So that did not happen. And it went on. 2021, COVID was like, I'm still here. And then 2022, he says, I'm still here. And I'm like, okay, you're still here, but I'm going to go ahead now. I'm not going to wait any longer. So this was something that I had to conduct and organize an event. And I had specific speakers in mind. And it was a challenge because I am a standalone, one person in the entire hospital. But I was focused on, and I was just keen on making it happen. And then I had support joining me, I had people joining me, and there was a team. And then we just brought out this entire fantastic meeting that I had planned, I had visioned, I had taken it out. So this is the most recent thing. So मैंने सोच लिया था कि मुझे ये बस करना है. कैसे करना है आई डोंट नो, मैं करूँगी बस. दिस इज द की पार्ट ऑफ दिस. आपने ये नहीं सोचना कि मैं वे कैसे होगा, ये तो मेरे पास है नहीं, वो नहीं मेरे पास, मैं कैसे करूँगी. देन इट नेवर वर्क्स. बस मैंने सोचा ये करना है. आई डोंट नो हाउ, बट करूँगी. फिनिश्ड. So that worked. There was a recent exam that I gave, okay, and I was so busy. I was like, how am I going to crack this exam? I have work and no time. But I had one decision in my mind that I cannot lose. I have to crack it. कर दी मैंने क्रैक. तो मैंने क्या, what did I
Wow.
do to achieve it? I think I just saw it that यार there is no option for failure here. मैंने अपने लिए failure का option ही नहीं दिया. So
हाँ.
whatever time I got, I found myself working towards making this happen. And yes, I think I did a very decent job. I did fantastic actually. So I was very happy. So so this is where you're attracting that to you. You're just working things, and it was time frame की जब हम बात करते हैं ना, the time frame was never a concern, है ना. For me the biggest challenge was yes, इतनी कम समय में कैसे हो पाएगा, मुझे देना है कि नहीं देना है, अरे देना तो है. Now can I do it in this small time frame? Now that I have applied for it, now I have to. And then I don't know, those weeks were very busy weeks. उसी दिन सारे केसेस आते थे, बहुत बिजी रहती, वक्त नहीं मिलता था, बट just happened. So
Wow. Congratulations.
now what I do is, if I have to manifest, thanks, yeah, thanks so much, really greatly appreciate it. What I do really now, and I see that it works so much better, is I try to write down, you know, what all I want to achieve. Yeah, I make a to-do list. And if you read, I also read a lot about successful people, and most successful people actually they make their to-do lists. रोज अपना एक to do का
True.
list बनाते हैं. तो in my experience, मैं जब भी I keep a book for my to do lists, तो बहुत दिन में बना लेती हूँ. And it's when I make a list, when I write it down, I'm able to check most of the things for that day. मतलब if I make a list of 6, I either finish all the 6 or I finish 5 out of 6 for that day. But I have noticed that when I make that list here, दिमाग में अगर मैं 6 कामों का list बनाऊँ ना, तो I think I just end up achieving like 2 or 3 that day. So I realized that penning down, putting down on
True.
paper, and yes, I have to achieve this. And then I look at it, okay, I have to achieve 3 more. I look at it, I achieve it. And invariably, I tend to achieve all the 6 for that day. But yes, there has been days wherein I achieve like 3/4 of the list, 5 out of 6. But so that's something which I've tried. So I don't make vision boards per se, but I do pen down whatever.
To-do
I
list.
pen
Yeah.
down my thoughts. I pen it.
Scripting. That is called scripting.
Yes.
To-do list or
I
scripting
script.
or whatever you can. Yeah. It has so much power. You know, when I actually believe in scripting a lot, and I do that scripting, ma'am. And whenever I wrote something, like recently, एक मैं आपको incidents बताती हूँ. I wanted to gift my father-in-law 1 lakh rupees gift. I don't know what. हाँ, तो मैंने सोचा था कि I will gift him two-wheeler. And what happened? I just wanted to gift him two-wheeler, so it was costing around 82,000 or something. And then what happened? मेरी जो mother-in-law है, तो what I thought कि I'll gift her a phone, mobile phone, and उनको जो है father-in-law को मैं अपने एक scooty मतलब एक two-wheeler दूंगी, so that he can go here and there and whatever he wants in a small places there. तो क्या हुआ? I just on my birthday I went, I booked, I brought that scooty home, and I also managed to from Flipkart I managed to order one phone for her. So what happened, and I don't remember now, okay, कि मैंने 1 लाख का गिफ्ट लिखा है. What happened? Suddenly मुझे पता चला कि उनका फोन क्रैक हो गया है, स्क्रीन क्रैक हो गई है. हाँ, and when the phone arrived, और मैंने उसमें लिखा था at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. तो फोन जो है फ्लिपकार्ट के पास डिलीवरी बॉय के पास 11 बजे आ गया था. एंड वी वांटेड टू गो समवेयर बिकॉज इट वाज माय बर्थडे एंड वी वांटेड टू सेलिब्रेट समवेयर. तो 11 बजे से आई एम जस्ट कॉलिंग एंड जस्ट कंप्लेनिंग टू फ्लिपकार्ट, ऐसे थोड़ी ना होता है, आप ऐसे नहीं कर सकते हो, ये वो अभी आना चाहिए सामान, मुझे जाना है 4 बजे, हाउ आई एम गोना मैनेज एंड एवरीथिंग. सो ही अराइव्ड एट 3 p.m. और वो फोन लेकर आया एंड वी पेड दैट बिल. और ये हुआ कि आई गेव दैट गिफ्ट टू माय मदर इन लॉ. और मेरी मदर इन लॉ, शी सेड कि अच्छा आपका फोन ना क्रैक हो गया, तो डू वन थिंग, आप ये रख लो. And suddenly what happened, हाँ, I gifted to her and she gave it to him. Usually ऐसा होता नहीं है वो दोनों के बीच में, क्योंकि जो अगर उनको मिलता है तो she wants something, you know. So what happened, she gave it to him. That 12,000 or 13,000 का कुछ वो था. और मुझे exactly याद है, it was around 1 lakh something, 1,000 or something around that. And I gifted to him. एंड जब हम लोग मुंबई वापस आए फ्रॉम लखनऊ, आई सॉ, आई वाज जस्ट चेकिंग समथिंग एंड आई जस्ट सॉ, ओ माय गॉड, आई रोट दैट 1 लाख का गिफ्ट आई विल गिव टू माय फादर इन लॉ. एंड वो ये ना ऐसा होता है, जो सर्कमस्टेंसेस ना अपने आप क्रिएट होने लगते हैं, एंड द थिंग व्हाट यू हैव रिटन, यू एक्चुअली डू दैट थिंग एंड दैट मैनिफेस्टेड. So this is how scripting, and I believe so much in scripting. I really, really do that. And today you told me about to-do list.
Yeah, this
I'll
is
start
very,
doing that
yeah,
also.
seriously. And you know what you just said कि आपने कुछ लिखा है some time ago कि we don't really remember that, but then you
हाँ,
have already penned it down, and then ultimately if it happens and when it happens and you stumble upon it, and you go, oh my God, I just did that, you know. That's very true, very
yeah.
true. Yeah, very true.
So
So
any,
I also write down like futuristic में ना आगे चल के
हाँ
ये
हाँ
वे
हाँ
ये
हाँ
and all that. So
हाँ हाँ
हाँ,
हाँ.
all those also I have spent it. I have written down and है मेरी एक secret place जहाँ मैंने उसको रखा है. और कभी
अच्छा.
कभार मैं उसको मतलब after some days I just flip it and I just look into it and I'm like, okay, I've achieved that. Oh, that I've achieved that too. Okay, I'm working towards that. फिर मैं उसको बंद रख के कहीं और रख देती हूँ. So yeah, that,
ये होता है. So any
right.
advice to the
होता है ना
viewers who
ऐसा?
are like, no. हाँ, होता है. I totally agree. मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगता है
Yeah.
कि ये चीज है. It has so much power. So to the non-believers या जिनको पता है law of attraction के बारे में and they are not using it, so any advice for them through this video? Or any
Yes,
one of your
definitely.
like, closed ones जिसको आप देना चाहते हो advice to use law of attraction?
One thing I would definitely try to tell ki if there are people who are seeing this who are aware of this, but for some reason they are unable to work it or unable to manifest things as it is claimed that it helps manifest. My suggestion or my advice to them is it isn't enough if you just intellectually think it. मतलब सिर्फ आपके मन में सोचने से नहीं होगा, आपको दिल से सोचना होगा. मतलब आपको आपके अंदर से उस पर बिलीफ रखना होगा, यकीन रखना होगा कि भाई है. मतलब
Hmm.
मेरे पास ये है, it is on the way, it is coming. So it could be anything. It could be a position you want to have. It could just be a happiness in the relationship. It could just be good health. It doesn't really have to be monetary things all the time, because I usually honestly I channelize this a lot towards my patient care, and I'll be very honest, and I go out of the way and do a lot of psychological counseling for my patients. I don't just operate on them and forget it. I actually do a lot of aftercare, and
Hmm.
jane anjane I just apply all of these to them, so they have been
Oh,
very
wow.
grateful. एंड आई ऑलवेज टेल देम कि आपको अंदर से अपने अंदर से आपको लगना चाहिए कि यू आर गेटिंग बेटर एवरी सिंगल डे, नो डे बाय डे इन एवरी वे यू आर गेटिंग बेटर एंड बेटर एंड बेटर. फील मतलब there is no going downhill, you know, you're only just getting better and you just do better. So if there are people who are seeing this who are familiar with law of attraction but they don't know why it is not working as people say, it is maybe because you're just believing in an intellectual way. हाँ मुझे ये बोलना है तो मैं बोलूँगी. It doesn't work like that. It's बोलना from within, you know, and believing that. So that is one thing. And for those of them who are not aware of this, I think it's something that you can try with small little things and see how it works. For example, uh, I'm sure all of you have had an experience of wanting to connect with an old friend after
Yeah,
a long time, जिनके बारे में
yeah,
हाँ you have always thought of connecting and आप सोचते हो यार पता नहीं क्या कर रहे होंगे अभी बहुत साल हो गए पता नहीं कैसे है you keep thinking about this one person and then
yeah,
suddenly out of the blue this person is contacting you and you'll say my god I was thinking of contacting you how this has happened I'm sure for every one of us. This is the smallest example that the book quotes and that I also would like to quote because these were things which actually got me into just testing it out. So for those of you who don't understand this, if this makes sense to you, I think small things will. Or there has been something that you have passed by a shop and you have liked a small little item on that showcase, and you said looked at it and said, "I wish I could." And maybe after some times or after some years, someone is actually gifting that to you, and you realize, "Oh my God, this is exactly the same thing I wanted to buy some days ago." And it's coming to me. So if you have had that experience with you, then I don't think we need to say anything more about it. So I think if you earnestly wish for something or you will for something with all your heart from within, voila, it's just going to happen and stand in front of you and say,
yeah.
hi, I'm here. Yeah.
True. So thank you so much, ma'am, for your time. I know you're too busy with your patients,
Most welcome.
with everything, but you actually,
I
मतलब
love it
मुझे
though. I just love it.
really, thank you.
Ah,
But thank you so much. Finally, I met you and I love meeting you. I'll be like, be in contact with you because you have such a
yes.
good vibes. Definitely, I would love to be connected to you all the time.
You're very
And
sweet at time. You're so nice. I think the best thing about you is you're making an effort to just propagate this thing. I think that's a very good act of yours. I think there's
thank
a
you
lot of
so much,
goodness in
ma'am.
that. And
Thank
that's
you.
very nice. So I hope I'm sure you have a vision and you have something in mind through this.
Sure.
I wish you all success for that. I
Thank you
really wish you do
so
it
much.
very
Thank
well
you.
in
Thank
that.
you. Thank you. Thank you,
Most
ma'am. It was
Yeah,
nice
another
meeting
thing I
you.
would like to tell,
Sure, sure.
pleasure meeting. I also would just like to tell a small thing for everyone. I think we all need to practice this thing called gratitude.
Yeah,
We all need to practice this thing called gratitude.
sure.
Shukrguzari. We say
Hmm.
thank you, which we don't, which we forget. When
Yeah,
I say it's not like, you thank someone or thank, just thank for your day-to-day existence. Say thank you every day morning because you're seeing a new morning, and go to bed every night because you've had a good day, you have a
wonderful.
roof over your head, you have. I think once we start practicing gratitude, things change a lot. Things really
Yeah,
change a lot.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally agree with
Yes.
you. Thank you once again.
Right.
So,
Thanks
take
so much.
care.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, ma'am. Thank you so much for your time.
You
Good
too.
night.
And wishing
Yeah.
you loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of success too.
Thank you so much. Okay, bye.
Good
Take
night.
care, ma'am. Good night.